Is closer to making some tough choices about what to cut in order to balance the books.
It's been very stressful, I have to say. We started this process in January.
We'll take a look at what's on the table as trustees hash out a plan to deal with a budget shortfall of tens of millions of dollars. Plus,
you have to. You can blame me.
Golden State deals with Kevin Durant's heartbreaking injury, while Toronto fans try to recover after last night's big loss. And for years, it has churned out some of the biggest music talents in this country. Now it's getting a new home. We'll take you to the Remix Project. Good evening, I'm Mike Wise. The Toronto District School Board is one step closer to figuring out how to deal with a budget shortfall of tens of millions of dollars. Trustees tonight also finding ways to take a number of proposed cuts off the table. Our Natalie Nanowski was at tonight's board meeting.
The Toronto District School Board has been debating for months which programs can stay and which programs they can cut. It says that it started this debate even before the provincial government announced that there would be cuts. Now, some of the things the board was looking at removing is possibly bus services for French immersion students. Another thing on the chopping block was cultural language programs on the weekend. But the chair of the board, Robin Pilkey, says that after a long and hard review, the board has figured out how to allow those programs to stay.
Because we are doing a large review of our French programs, and part of that will be about access to French programs, and transportation is part of that. So it gives us a little bit of time to work this through. We have a transportation consortium with our coterminous board to look for efficiencies in that area.
The reason for these cuts is a shortfall. The board does have a budget of $3.4 billion, but currently it is experiencing a shortfall of $67 million. $25 million of that, it says that it blames on an annual shortfall of overspending on certain programs. The other $42 million, it's pinning on the government cutting a grant. Now, one of the things that was put on the chopping block today is music instruction. Programs will be reduced across the city, and instructors say it's students who will suffer the most.
They will absolutely lose valued music instruction. We teach at the elementary level, so we are there fostering of interest in music in later grades. This is going to decimate the secondary programs because they won't have had that opportunity for music in the early years.
Now, all of these cuts aren't final just yet. They still have to be approved by the Budget Committee, and that is expected to happen next Wednesday. Natalie Nanowski, CBC News, Toronto.
Game 5 of the NBA Finals was Canada's most watched TV program this year and the country's most watched NBA game ever. The league saying tonight that 6.9 million fans bore witness to last night's loss.
Lowry for the win!
It still hurts. With all that, a heartbreaking 106-105 loss to the Golden State Warriors. But as riveting as that near miss was, it was another moment during the game that still has a lot of people talking today.
I don't like to hear the fans cheering.
I'm surprised by that, and the players are telling them not to be doing that.
The Raptors themselves are showing support for Kevin Durant after his injury and making it clear that they wanted Toronto fans to do the same. What the broadcast didn't show, this reaction captured on social media as KD was helped to the dressing room. Toronto fans giving the Warriors superstar a standing ovation at this point. Now, Durant is getting an MRI done today on his leg, but this injury has a lot of people asking, was he pressured to return before he was ready? Chris Glover has that story.
That is the story of the night. Kevin Durant not only in the building, but will be in uniform.
The Golden State Warrior entered Game 5 of the NBA Finals looking confident.
If they were not facing elimination, he probably would not be coming back.
Sidelined with a calf injury since early May, Kevin Durant came back with a vengeance last night. But just into the second quarter, he went down. Some fans cheered for the injury. Toronto Raptor Kyle Lowry and his teammates waved for them to stop.
I don't think the fans knew the significance of the injury.
Fighting back tears, the Warriors GM broke the news.
It's an Achilles injury. I don't know the extent of it.
The decision to clear Durant was collaborative, the GM says. Even still, he accepts the heat.
If you have to, you can blame me. I run our basketball operations department. And
many analysts railed on the pressure to get Durant on the court.
If he did this because the Warriors helped create a climate of you got to do it and pressure him, that is a terrible mistake.
Some blaming not just the Warriors, but basketball culture.
Since they were down 3-1, he was forced to return based on all of the chatter that we knew was going to take place. He's soft. He really didn't want it. He wasn't committed to the team.
The Warriors GM says if you're looking for someone to blame, blame him. Who do you think is to blame, though?
That's a great question. I think he's going to fall in that sort of.
Canadian basketball analyst Dwayne Watson says it could boil down to bad luck.
Achilles injuries generally are kind of really fluky. You can have them. I know guys who walked upstairs who got an Achilles injury, so you can't necessarily say there's too much wear and tear or predict them, but it's kind of one of those devastating ones that puts you for a long time.
Regardless of blame, it seems clear this Warrior is out of battle for a while. Chris Glover, CBC News, Toronto.
Colette Kennedy's here with her first look at the forecast. If you like today's weather, you're going to like tomorrow's.
Yeah, I think so, Mike. We've got another nice day on tap. And, you know, one of the differences we're going to see, which could make you like it even more, is that the winds are going to change around towards the south. So it was a little bit cool at times with the northwesterly breeze we had today. I know, not bad, but just if you got in the shade, you could kind of feel that a little bit. A milder airflow coming in for tomorrow. But overnight tonight, we have the clear skies, and we are looking at those temperatures falling, still staying in the double digits, but kind of just barely. We start off the day tomorrow then with sunshine, and then it'll be later in the day as this next system, you can see it here, is approaching. We'll start to get a little more cloud cover coming in, but I really think that's going to be late day, and in fact not till the evening that we really get into a chance of a few pieces of, well, bits of drizzle, should I put it that way? Really into the overnight hours. I would expect we could get a few sprinkles first, but it's not till we get way into the overnight towards the next morning before the showers really move in. So a great day on tap. 10 degrees overnight tonight, 23 with mostly sunny skies.
Looking forward to that. Thanks, Colette.
You're welcome.
So this beautiful swan in Port Credit sitting in her nest, made up mostly of garbage. Coming up, we'll tell you how Canada's proposed ban on single-use plastics could clean up more than just our landfills. Some Scarborough residents are pushing back against a proposed healing lodge for Indigenous women in their neighborhood. It's slated for the Kingston Road and Cliffside Drive area. Proponents say it will serve an important need. And unlike other healing lodges, it won't be for women currently serving criminal sentences. But as Makta Gebrselassie tells us, it still has neighbors speaking out.
So this is the lot where the lodge is supposed to be built. You can see behind me there some houses down that way. Right to my side, there's an apartment building. And this is Kingston Road with businesses right there. Now, those behind the healing lodge say it could house 24 women at any given time. Half of the units would be apartment buildings, and the women would have access to programs that address trauma, behaviors, and life skills. Patty Pettigrew is with the Thunder Women Healing Society, and she says she wants to give these women a voice.
I think with the recent statistics that have come out on with regards to the murdered and missing women's inquiry, the over-incarceration of Indigenous women, the massive amounts of youth suicides amongst Indigenous children, the overrepresentation in the foster care system, all of those things contribute to the need for healing in our community.
Now, some people may have heard of the concept of a healing lodge for the first time last year. That's when we found out that one of the convicted killers of Tori Stafford was temporarily moved to a healing lodge before being returned to federal prison. But this here is something different. The organizers say this is for women who are transitioning out of the prison system or who have been charged but have not been convicted of anything as of yet. Still, those in this area have their concerns. Some of them say this is the first time that they've heard of this lodge, and they shared more concerns with us.
What exactly is this healing lodge, and what kind of people they will be bringing in, and exactly what's going to be happen. But it's such a short notice. I'm just upset that I'm not even told this is coming up until very end of this project.
This is not the right spot here. They have so many places they can build through this. In 60-story building in this place, I don't think will go at all. The lot is way too small. And plus, there are kids here, they are school, they are older people. And we've been having trouble before with a lot of prostitution. Now we cut down that, and this is going to end up in here. I don't think this is going to be okay.
Now, they'll have their say at a community meeting being held tomorrow. The councillor for the area will be there. So will those behind the healing lodge. Now, those organizers were hoping to start construction as early as October, but plans for the lodge still have to go before a city committee later this month. Makta Gebrselassie, CBC News, Toronto.
Some local wildlife groups are plotting news that Canada could soon be banning single-use plastics like cutlery and takeout containers. Besides cutting down on garbage, they say it could make life easier for birds and animals in our parks. Ali Chasson explains.
We saw this swan sitting on her nest. Literally, I just stopped in my tracks because the nest is made primarily of garbage.
Swans make nests from their surroundings, ideally with sticks and plant life, not...
There are coffee cups, there are a lot of plastic bottles, plastic bits of styrofoam, and straws. Lots of straws.
It's a jarring example of the effect of single-use plastic on our environment and subject of a proposed nationwide ban.
We are moving forward on banning toxic single-use plastics by 2021.
The full list of banned plastics has yet to be drawn up, but we know the food industry has a big plastic footprint. Everything from shopping bags to takeout containers, plastic cutlery, straws, plastic wrap, and polystyrene in grocery stores are all single use. According to a study out from Ripley's Aquarium, every year about 22 million pounds of plastic pollution ends up in our Great Lakes. And you don't have to look that closely to see it. You can see all of the plastic shards in the sand here. There's a straw, and then a plastic spoon over here too. Anything specifically that you would just love to see gotten rid of?
These would be good.
Yeah.
You know, these kinds of dessert lids from fast food places are really a threat to certain types of wildlife, certainly especially skunks, but a lot of other types of wildlife get caught in them.
On a daily basis, the Toronto Wildlife Centre sees firsthand the effect our choices have on the animals we share an environment with, including this hawk that came in today with suspected nicotine poisoning from cigarette butts caught in its feathers.
The federal government's ban on single-use plastics, that's got to be good news for you.
I think it's fantastic. I was so happy to hear that. We're messy as a species. We don't really take responsibility or full responsibility for our garbage, and it isn't fair that wild animals get impacted by that.
Ali Chiasson, CBC News, Toronto.
It's another clear night out tonight, and if you head outside and look to the south, that bright object in the sky is Jupiter. The planet is making its closest approach to the Earth this year, about 641 million kilometers away. Colette will tell you how long the clear skies will last. That's after the break.
The weather update is brought to you by Train Extreme Conditions Testing. It's hard to stop a train, really hard. Train, the most reliable heating and cooling brand.
After being swept by the Diamondbacks this weekend, the Jays looking to bounce back tonight against the Orioles, and they don't waste any time. First batter of the game, Eric Sogard, takes John Neens deep to the right for his 6th home run of the year. It is a short lead, though. Baltimore up 2-1 in the third when Sogard and Randall Grichuk appear to lose the fly ball in the dusk sky. Another run comes around to score. Baltimore would go on to win this game 4-2. And while the Toronto Raptors are just one win away from taking the championship and closing out their season, another major basketball league is just hitting its peak.
It's Wizards and Raptors. Got 2 more games Wednesday night.
The Raptors Uprising is a professional esports team in the NBA 2K League. It launched in 2018, and just like the NBA, players get paid a salary, and some even move to the cities they're drafted to. You know, with all the excitement around the Toronto Raptors, there's been more and more buzz about the Raptors Uprising. Our Farah Morali went to the Scarborough home where all 6 players live and play together.
Hi, I'm Kenny Got Work.
Hi, I'm TS Josh.
Hi, I'm Doza. Hi, I'm King Quay 614.
Hi, I'm Sick X973.
Hi, I'm OOC Slim.
We are Raptors Uprising.
I always have my gear on, like my Raptors Uprising gear, and there's plenty of times people are just like really interested in what we are. They always ask me, oh, what team you play for? And I just, every single time it's the same speech, just tell them, oh, we're the Toronto Raptors elite team. Just tell them that we played 2K professionally, and they're like, wow.
Who's that, my man?
Oh, that's
Get
it.
that out of there.
I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, look at this shoe.
Did you ever think that you'd be able to do this professionally?
That's something I told myself I wanted to get into, and they had a combine for it, which 72,000 people tried out for it, and luckily 102 people made it, and I was one of those 102, so now I'm here.
How many hours a day are you guys practicing while the season's on?
A lot. It's countless hours, for real. Sometimes we scrimmage over 8 hours a day, and not only the 8 hours, but some of the guys just sit and practice timing their jump shots.
And now Kenny's got his badge.
How much has the sort of excitement of the basketball team, the Toronto Raptors, sort of built more excitement around you guys?
The energy is amazing here. Like, honestly, like, and we can translate that to like 2K. You know, I think all the time, like, man, let's get to these finals. Let's win this last tournament to take it, which is automatic bid for playoffs. Like, you know, like, I feel that, like, the energy here, like, you know, and out here in Toronto, they represent their city. You know, they support everybody out here. Sorry, Jerry. I'm the champ. It's obvious I'm the champ around the house. You know.
What's it like living with 5 other dudes?
Well, it's no different. I went to college, I played football, so I had dorms and all that, so it's the same thing.
We bond together, watch games and stuff. It's just, it gets a little tough when sometimes you have to clean up behind some people, but you know, that's a different story. So, but yeah, I'm definitely loving it though.
Some people are cleaner than others, maybe?
Of course.
Do you guys have like kind of a pinch me moment sometimes where you're like, I get to do this. I get to live in this house, I get to play for this team, and I get to get paid to do it.
When, you know, kids come up to me and like, you play for the Raptors Uprising, you know, 2K team. I'm like, yeah, and when they ask me for a picture, it's like surreal, because I used to be on the opposite end, and now like people looking up to us. So it's something I definitely love doing, and I don't take for granted.
Colette is back with her extended forecast. We know we have one nice day tomorrow. How about the rest of the week?
Yeah, there are definitely some changes coming at us, and we're going to see several days, Mike, with a chance of some showers, and in some cases, really good chance, like Thursday. I'm going to walk you through all of that. We'll talk about it. I just want to show you the almanac and kind of point out something here. This day maybe not necessarily known for being a super hot day, and I just say that because it was one time back in 1949, 33.3 degrees, and that record is held since then. We haven't been able to break that, but our average high at 23.1, and that's where we were, very close to that today. So temperatures at least seasonal and really very pleasant. Pleasant conditions through the overnight tonight and through most of the day tomorrow. It's late day that clouds will start to increase a little bit. Even into the evening, I think we'll stay dry, and then through the overnight as we get towards the morning hours into Thursday, see how we'll see this kind of come in some waves. Probably fairly light in and the precipitation in terms of the intensity of it, but we'll have some waves of it as we get towards the later part of the day. And I know that's really important because, of course, we'll be talking about Game 6 in Jurassic Park and all the other areas where you might be outdoors watching the game. There's a pretty good chance we'll still have some showers coming through the area and some wet conditions. And not only that, but into Thursday, so tomorrow's a good day. Thursday, temperatures are going to be on the cool side too, running well more than 5 degrees below seasonal. Overnight tonight, the temperatures, well, 12 degrees for your overnight low with clear conditions. And into tomorrow, it looks pretty good, getting close to seasonal at least. We'll see clouds on the increase into the later afternoon hours, though, and I will caution you, there's a chance of getting some showers. I think, again, it's going to probably hold off here until the evening, but there's a risk into the later afternoon. Those winds a little bit breezy from the south. Towards the GTA, it looks like this. We'll see clear conditions tonight, nice and quiet, 10 to 12 degrees for those lows. And tomorrow afternoon, lots of sunshine still until late day. That's when it really starts to, we'll see those clouds increasing, and we should stay dry right through the period. Now, this is what I want to kind of parcel out for you in terms of the rain into Thursday. At times, we'll be seeing it coming through in waves, 17 for the high. But even Friday, especially in the morning hours, still a chance for some instability. So a chance of showers Friday. Saturday, a little breezy. And again, mostly early part of the day with more intensity up into cottage country, so to the north of the GTA. And towards Sunday, still a chance for some showers. Again, likely earlier, and those temperatures in those low 20s, Mike.
No wet week to come. Okay, thanks, Colette.
You're welcome.
One of the city's leading music programs has a brand new home, and it hopes the new space will inspire a brand new generation of performers. We'll take you there after the break. A charity that supports young people getting a start in the music industry is celebrating its new digs tonight. The Remix Project has some famous names among its graduates, like singer Jesse Reyes. Lorenda Redekop stopped by the launch of the new location.
The DJ for the launch is a graduate of the Remix Project. Formerly homeless, Matthew Romeo has since DJ'd for Drake and Wyclef.
I ain't doing this for nothing.
He's just one of the project's success stories over the last 20 years. Now it has a sleek new permanent home along the waterfront, including a modern studio and recording space.
Inevitably, this question comes up. Some version of, okay, so what exactly is happening in Toronto? Like, why is it that so many incredible artists are coming from your town? If I were to pick a specific catalyst to what's happening and what's been coming out of here, well, it would be the work of the Remix Project.
18-year-old rapper Velo graduated from the project last year. He hopes it'll lead to bigger things.
I dropped out of high school in the 10th grade. I couldn't get no job, so there's only a couple other ways to get money, and I didn't want to go that route, look for my moms and whatnot. I got nieces and nephews that look up to me.
Now he has a manager and sees a future in music. He feels the new and bigger space will make achieving those dreams even more possible for future students. Lorenda Redekop, CBC News, Toronto.
Well, before we go, if you're up late watching this, chances are you're a fellow night owl. Well, tomorrow on Metro Morning, Dr. Peter Lynn will look at some new research that suggests you might want to consider being an early bird instead. He'll look at how small tweaks to your sleep patterns might help reduce sleepiness, stress, and depression. So set your alarms to get up early to listen to that. It's actually on just before the 8 o'clock news on CBC Radio 1. We're off tomorrow night because of the Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Good night.